discuss a topic which certainly is not for a civil servant a topic which you can deal with from 9 to 5 or on that basis, but it is concerning us to a lot the whole day. Well, I have a few slides also. This slide we saw from another angle a while ago. This is from the North American side, so it gives a little bit different perspective of the issue. Why we are discussing this is clearly the aftermath of the climate change and the melting of the ice and opening of the zeros and the energy sources, exploitation of energy sources, and so on. So it is a very, very complex bundle of questions, regional questions with a global reach. So to see. This I wanted to show for many reasons. This picture is from last week in the North Pole. This is the senior Arctic officials. I think it's an official name for us. When we're discussing the global politics, this is the group, the 8 member governments of the Arctic Council, where many see that this should be the core of discussing the Arctic issues. Of course, in the Arctic Council we do have the permanent participants, meaning the 6 representative organizations of the indigenous peoples with us. But here we were from the government side. We went there through Moscow to Saleha, to Jamalo-Nenetsia, to Franz Josef Land, to the Borneo camp, which is on the ice, open for a few weeks now during April, and by helicopter then the last trip about 100 kilometers or so to the North Pole. We had with us also Mr. Artur Silingaro, and of course, he has many hats, but he is in this context best known that he was the guy who put the flag underneath here in the North Pole in the Finnish-made mini submarine in 2007. So we had a long discussion about the flags, actually, what sort of flags, and the Russian hosts prepared the flags. They were all exactly the same size, and we had the choreography how to display the flags and where and in which context. I was particularly warned not to have an EU flag with me there, because that would have made a big political issue then out of this. So I really restrained myself. But anyway, the flags. When we traveled to the North Pole, the Russian hosts also reminded us that for visas that we would need double or multiple visas, because we are exiting the Russian territory when we go to the North Pole and then re-entering again. So this means that officially this is no man's land, as it was displayed in the previous meeting. But of course, these claims on the extension of the continental shelf are still open and coming up for discussion quite soon. Now, I will explain a little bit later that the Finnish view, we see Arctic Council as an important forum, but not the only one, and we certainly emphasize the fact that the Arctic as a regional issue has also the global dimension. This is our view on the discussion on the Arctic, and some key points there we'd like to see: international, interdisciplinary, inclusive. The second point here is an attempt to say in a nutshell how we in Finland see the approach to discussing the Arctic. And the third point is a quote by Governor Kopulkin, he is the governor of the Jamalonenetsia autonomous district, and I think it's important to remember that the Arctic is also people, not only resources and nature. There are some references to new Arctic world order. I don't know if that will happen. Of course, it will create also some echoes from way back when we were discussing, particularly in the UN context, the new world economic order. So maybe we are not in there, but it is certainly true that the Arctic is a new player in the global game. Also, through that, it brings the whole northern hemisphere into another context. The northern hemisphere has 75% of population and 92% of the global GNP. So that by the Arctic development, it will only be re-emphasized. We want to have a comprehensive outlook to the Arctic, the situation, the elements of cooperation, interdependence, trust, openness, and particularly the sustainability, which concerns the natural resources, and particularly in the end, what it should entail is all these economic, social, cultural, environmental impacts. So it's really a comprehensive outlook what we need. This is the Finnish vision which the government came up with in October last year. We had a evening school session in Kesäranta where this sort of a dimension was crystallized, this vision. The reconciling business opportunities, sustainability, and international cooperation. Now we are working on a completely renewed Arctic strategy for Finland. The first or the incumbent strategy is from 2010, but already last year we realized that the change is so unbelievable and so vast there up there in the north that we need to revisit the text already now. So and we are not only updating, but we are writing completely new strategy. And there, sort of way, the main approaches there are these 4 points. The establishment of Finland as an Arctic country. It's not maybe here you can understand it as self-evident, but it's not. Even if you go to Norway, they often ask us how come Finland is an Arctic country. You don't have the coastline, and so we had to establish that clearly. Then we have the certain world expertise in the Arctic. We have the respect of sustainability, and we need to have the international cooperation. This is a sort of a picture where we try to put these elements into one picture. This means that based on this expertise and know-how, we have the circle of business opportunities, environment, safety and security, international cooperation. We hear also perhaps one might wonder where are the people here. I think these are all intertwined in these all circles. And what the diamond should come up is this where these all circles meet, and there we would come up with our priorities, hopefully quite soon. Well, this is the government initiative. We have a working group consisted of all Arctic officials appointed in each ministry last year. They are working under the secretaries of state, key secretaries of state in the governments. There is also the governmental advisory board involved here, and as it is mentioned here, we should finalize the text already next month. So we are really working on this pressure to get down the diamond, get out the diamond out of it. I should like to mention that you can also participate in this drafting. There is a website called otakanta.fi, and it is open now. So if you have an interest, please visit this website and give us your own views and advice to us. Well, this I just wanted to show the sea routes that we are so much talking about the northern sea route and perhaps the northwestern passage. But the way things are developing there, perhaps this shortest route over the pole will become a reality sooner than we can expect, and that's something we should very much keep in mind. To save time, I just show them very quickly some of our findings. The exploitation of resources increasing maritime traffic we see as the biggest security threats. There was a reference to the military security here before, and that's one could define the developments there as a modernization or replacing outdated material with the new ones. The military presence obviously is needed to increase there because of the civilian presence is increasing, and you need to take into account the search and rescue responsibilities. This presence entails a lot of participation of institutions and expertise which in many cases only the military possess at the moment. Then of course the environment is a huge issue, and certainly it has to be taken very seriously indeed. There is a very largely lacking infrastructure. This I think is realized in all, particularly the coastal states. Russia is developing their preparedness there in a major way. They just published their new strategy for 2020 in February, and there you can see a lot of references to that issue. Okay, I'm coming to another point here, which is the Arctic Council, since it is a very timely issue now because the biannual ministerial meeting of the Arctic Council is going to be in Kiruna on the 15th of May, so in a few weeks' time. There, well, we see first of all the Arctic Council as the primary forum. I think it has been clearly establishing itself the position. We've been strengthening the council. There is a permanent secretariat with a director. There is a budget and shared budget and so on. The normative role through the first binding agreement on search and rescue, which is in force now from the beginning of this year. In Kiruna, we are going to sign the next one, which is the agreement on oil pollution, marine oil pollution preparedness and response. We're also discussing how to include in this package the prevention. That is, of course, an essential part of the whole issue. So the next steps, we are working on not only the Kiruna Declaration, but also a vision statement by the ministers, and then there will be quite a substantial report of the senior Arctic officials, which is comprising the working group reports. And I would like to say there already now that one of the major deliverables, I think, from Kiruna will be a report on ocean acidification. And I think this what I've seen is really some groundbreaking studies there on the effects of acidification, increased acidification globally. This will affect the economics particularly, but through that also the policies and the views of the various countries. We emphasize, as I said, that look at the Arctic region in a global context, which is not shared, unfortunately, by all who were on the picture there before. In Finland, we also are supporting the idea, or pushing forward the idea that the Council should become a treaty-based international organization, because it is now a soft law discussion forum, one might say, but by its actions, it's already certainly shown that it is working towards the international organization level, and I think that would also solve some of the issues which are open at the moment. It would mean that it would become from a decision shaping to a decision making institution. Canada will take over from Sweden the presidency for the next 2 years. They have 3 main points in their presidency program. The first one is the responsible Arctic resource development, and Canada has appointed as their chair for the council not a foreign minister, which is the usual selection, but their Minister of Health, Leona Aklukak. She comes from Nunavut. She's indigenous herself, so in that sense, Canada is emphasizing clearly the role of the indigenous peoples under their presidency. Here we are taking the business issues also on the agenda of the Arctic Council. We are talking about the shipping lanes and the sustainable circular communities, 3 points there. So the economic role of the Arctic Council will be emphasized. The observers is a big political issue, the biggest political issue, and for us it's a major really issue for Kiruna. We have to, in the interest of the Council, we have to realize the role of the observers. We have 7 applicant governments and 7 organizations applying for a permanent observer position. In Finland, we are supporting all these applications, but unfortunately, we have in our discussions now not reached a consensus regarding the issues. Just this is to say officially that some of the partners are indicated that they are not in a position to disclose their position, views on the issues, and we're getting very close to the event, so we are getting anxious to get these views as soon as possible. European Union is one of the applicants, Commission, and for Finland it is in our governmental program that we should clarify and support the role of the European Union in the Arctic context. The Commission communication from last summer was quite a comprehensive document on explaining this view. The northern dimension has been, of course, for Finland important tool there, but somehow it seems that the northern dimension maybe is not the best tool for the Arctic, at least for the moment. And we have a concrete question: is the EU Arctic Information Center, which we are working on to open in Rovaniemi in the context of the University of Lapland Arctic Center. The process preparatory action process is ongoing now, and we hope that next summer 2014 this center would be open, and it would not be only a technical tool to disseminate information both ways, but it would be really a more substantial and analytical way, let's say, one counter for getting information needed about the EU policies, both internally between the 27 and then outside. Okay, this is the last picture. Is the Finnish out of Erik Nordenskiöld's there on the left, which is Vega vessel, with the first one going through the Northern Sea route in 1878, 1879, and then the latest dual-act vessel built in the Helsinki shipyard for the Arctic. Thank you very much.